Welcome to the
Brodies
and we're back.
at the Bordeaux.
A bunch of bros.
On the Zoom.
He looks so intense. Like he was waiting to get that line off. Like he came up with that line all day and said, "Yo, I'm gonna get this one off. I'm gonna get this one bar off."
They look dead in the camera with it too, like on the Zoom. Yeah, I feel like everything's Zoom, like the old Mazda commercial.
Zoom, 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 and a boom, boom.
Shake your rump, whatever.
Rump,
I'm Mr.Brown.
Slim.
Cass.
Anthony.
And
Sounds so spoken. I love it.
yeah.
I'm shy.
Today, people, our brodies and brodettes in the atmosphere, our topic is going basically like, let's talk about what's been going on since the last time we actually talked. Like, it's been buku bananas type things going on, and kind of like, let's discuss it, let's figure it out, and we're going to do that together and bring it up. But before we start that, did y'all see the spousal support for Dr. Dre's ex-wife? Did you see what this woman
She is it the $2 million a month that she wants?
Yep.
Yeah.
$2 million a month. Like I'm all for men having to pay child support for your child, all that, but $2 million a month.
But this is spousal support. This isn't child support.
Yeah, they ain't got nothing to do with the kid.
This is spousal support.
Spousal support. And I'm like, didn't you already get like a settlement?
Best thing we can do for Dr. Dre is just asking for is absolutely insane. So the best thing we do, we can just pray for Dr. Dre. Pray for him. That's all I have. That's all I have.
Oh God.
Yo, it's like completely.
Imagine that coming out of your bank. Nah,
no, like $2 million for spousal support, and this is after we've already settled from the divorce. Like, you get money from the divorce. Like, yo, you was with me X amount of time. We had X amount of money. Let's say like Jeff Bezos and his wife. She a cool billionaire off of Jeff Bezos.
Facts.
Now, what if she went after being a cool billionaire? Is like, yeah, Jeff, I still need you to pay me $1 million a month. And Jeff, like, I don't believe in murder, but
Somebody got to go.
So she's already gotten money from the settlement, and she wants money on. Oh, well, see, that's a different perspective. Yeah, okay, well, then I changed my opinion. I'm glad I didn't say what I was about to say. I missed that part. I missed that whole narrative. Okay.
$2 million a month on top of the settlement.
And how much did she get in the settlement?
Let me.
I haven't heard the number.
No, damn
well it's 1 to 2 million though, that's for sure.
Yeah, cause let's
Dr. Dre is at least worth like 100 of it.
So let's break this down and let's play this sounds reasonable or not. Does this sound reasonable or not? All right. Laundry and cleaning, $10,000 a month. Now, if I take out just the cleaning, I don't know how big the house is. I'm assuming the cleaning is the cleaning of a whole house and the maintaining of a house. I don't know how much that costs. So I can't say that sounds like a ridiculous number, because when we can get Molly maids to clean the spot for like X amount of money, you know what I'm saying? It maybe not some, but laundry? Come on, fam. You dry cleaning everything?
That's how much you said?
$10,000 a month for laundry and cleaning. Is that logical or not?
For their lifestyle, that's probably what's logical for what they're accustomed to. Because you have to keep in mind, they're in a different like reality than what we are. So to us, $10,000 for laundry is crazy. But if you're living in a big house and, doing laundry.
Get a big ass washing machine.
They got an industrial cleaner. If you got an industrial cleaner, you need to be charging other people to be using it too. Brian. Look
I'm
at
just.
Brian Slim. Cass, look at me. Look at me now.
I see.
What's going on right now? What's going on right now?
You got Dad. Now you got Dad Brown showing up.
No. I'm asking y'all a real question. What's going on right now? A what? A global what?
Oh, pandemic.
How many goddamn clothes you wearing to be needing $10,000 worth of laundry every?
Well, I think from her vantage point, she knows that eventually this isn't going to be the norm as far as just being stuck in the house all day.
I don't know about that, man.
Listen, I've been in the same pajama pants the last week with just different tops. I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. My pajama pants have been the same all week. My shirt just changes.
Like there's a maximum amount of price of how much washing powder costs. No matter if you buy the big old box from Costco or whatever, is a top out on how much that joint costs. Now, like I'm saying, unless she's basically dry cleaning something every single day, you don't need to be wearing your mink coat in the house. You don't need to dry clean that right now. That makes no sense to me. Okay. So we got one logical from Brian, because I don't know how much cleaning the house. That's the only part I might give it. So I'm gonna give it a half logical. Slim, you gave it a nah?
I agree with you and Slim. We don't know how big that house is, so we give them that just based off the rip. We give them that.
Cass, what you say? Logical nah for $10,000 for laundry and cleaning. If she just said cleaning, I'd be like, okay. It's that damn laundry that's making me upset right now.
For their lifestyle, it sounds reasonable. My heart wants to say no, but my brain is saying for the bracket that they are in, it probably does run 10,000.
Okay, so you can get your $10,000 a month, baby. All right, $135,000 a month for clothes.
No.
Where we going? Ain't nothing open.
I don't know where she's going without me. So
they divorced now. They separated.
no.
But you need, on top of the money I already gave you, $135,000 for your clothes. Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead. I see your hand raised.
Hip hop or something and get a check because I don't know what to tell them.
Do they have any kids living with them?
They probably do.
This ain't saying nothing about the kids.
I'm just asking.
This is spousal support. If you said you need this amount of money for my kids to look fresh, maybe. Maybe.
It's just for you.
Nobody. Okay, so if it's just for her, I'm gonna say no, reluctantly, because
no.
But realistically, people like to shop. And you're quarantined, so you have more time to do that at home. So
she could get a job on Love and Hip Hop the next day, be a Dr. Dre's ex, and get a check. I'm not paying for your clothing. Nah.
So remember, this is spousal support. This ain't child support. When I say this next thing, education, $60,000 a month. That's for tuition and living expenses. Baby girl, I just gave you $135,000 for clothes. What you need additional on top of what?
The cost of education is increasing.
She's not going. What education is she doing right now?
She paying tuition every month, Brian. What college campus is this? Because that's a scam. She going to Trump University. Is this where she getting her degree? Get out.
$60,000 a month for school. A month. 1 year's tuition. I don't want to think about it.
Maybe she's going to school overseas virtually or something.
Harvard costs $80,000 for the whole year. She going to
You
Harvard?
Know what? No,
every
it
month?
doesn't need
a whole year's worth in a month.
Don't give it to her. Don't give it to her.
She's not getting that. Hell no.
I feel so bad. I don't know why I feel bad.
All right. Here we go. Once again, it's a global pandemic. I know she's playing the long game for after the global pandemic. But even this is still like, where are you going? $900,000 a month.
Fuck no. Don't even tell me. Just no.
For entertainment.
she'll put that Stephanie in and call it a day, or P. The door. She has lost her rabbit ass mind.
No, she did. That's not what she did not put 900,000.
Yes. What kind of entertainment is she getting? Because I would love to see this.
The only entertainment that I would think that's acceptable for is if Marvel said you will see every movie first before theaters and everything until the day you die. Until the day you die.
$100,000, $900,000 a month, bro. If she said $900,000 for the year, maybe, I don't know, because maybe you want to go on some really cool vacation and you want to entertain yourself. But $900,000 a month?
First of all, I'm not paying for my ex-wife to go have some entertainment fun. No, I'm not paying for that. No, like, because then you.
So let me do this. Let me do this. I see what she's doing. This isn't really about the things that are itemized. That's not what this is about.
I would actually respect this list more if she was like, "This is I hate you money. I want my money. I hate you." This is all the reasons I hate you. I hate you $2 million worth of hate in my heart for you.
If that was the way, I'd agree with Brown. If that was the way, I'd agree with Brown, because then I'm like, all right, I respect it. You just mad and want to get as much as you can. I don't even like. I get the game. It's cool.
But do you think she's mad, or do you think it is? And Brown, you've been married before. I haven't. But when you're in a marriage, you invest so much, and if you help someone rise, then to leave that marriage and not get nothing out of it outside of your kids being taken care of, but you've invested your time, your effort, whatever.
But the thing is, you signed a prenup.
Well, that was going to be my next question too. Did they sign a prenup?
Yeah, because Dr. Dre already, because this is second marriage. This is second relationship, right? So
it ain't stupid.
Yeah, it ain't stupid. And like, I'm gonna support my kids. Like, personally, if I had children, I would support my kids.
Wait, that's not even a question. Like,
I don't think that's the question on the table.
But when it comes to like the spousal support and everything like that, you are, I guess, owed a certain thing because you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle. But I think it's also super, super important that you did the things in place to actually earn that money. Like Jeff Bezos' wife's gonna get that money because she was there from the giddy up and helped build that company with them.
Yeah.
Like
that
Barbara Jordan, not Barbara Jordan. What's Michael Jordan's ex-wife name? Juanita.
Rich.
So she deserved them billions because they was building that joint together.
Yeah.
She gets the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you came in after I've already had a certain level of wealth.
She came after the Apple, didn't she? After the Beats?
I can't remember. But you asking stuff that you ain't helped really build. And I know it's crazy, but that's the same way I feel if I married someone who was way more financially well off than me, I will tell them, go ahead. I will sign a prenup. Because you need to protect the wealth that you had before I came into the picture. Now, all the wealth we build together
is us.
And if we separate, I want half of that. But I don't want half of stuff that you had before I came into the room. That's rude. And that's not fair. I'm all about equity. I've been fighting about equity my whole life. I don't care if it's black, white, Jew, Gentile. It's equitable. Equity, man.
And I do understand some arguments where it's like you can't put a price on the time that somebody's invested in, like.
Right. Yes, you can. Clearly. There you can.
I also understand that, but I am a big believer that it's over. You have to go find your new way and path, because if I give you this spousal money, then it's like, you're never going to really move on from me because you're always going to need me. You're always going to need a handout from me at some point.
Bro.
I don't know. I think it's easy for us to say that because we're on the outside looking in, but we don't know what really went into that relationship, and not asserting anything, but we don't know what literally happened. Let me put it that way, because I don't want to accuse anyone of anything.
I think there should be, I don't know how the judges and the lawyers work this out, but if you were like a bad person during the marriage, I think maybe you should pay like X amount of money for like an asshole tax. You were bad, you were terrible, and you that's why you're breaking me off this money. But when I look at a list where she wants $100,000 a month for mortgage, that means that by the end of the year, that's $1.2 million. 1.2 million. How expensive is this home that you need to live in that I got to pay you $100,000 a month for mortgage? And like that's like, yo, maybe you need a downscale, just a smidge, just a smidge. Because if I'm paying 1.2 million a year, that means you're trying to have a $15 million a mansion when you ain't really doing $15 million worth of work. I'm sorry, downgrade.
She must know something.
Oh no, he probably was a terrible husband.
I feel like if you're asking for something like this, you're really saying that I have enough on you to, to really damage your reputation or something. That's the only thing that I can think of.
What they gonna tell us about Dre that we already don't know about Dre at this point?
You already know he's a
woman beater. We know that.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, it's Brian McKnight.
like he beat 2 women we know. 2.
I know.
I know. Beats by Dre.
But he's never. I say allegedly because he's never spoken about that though.
The beats by Dre.
I heard that. I was trying to keep it moving, but clearly we're going to stay here.
I'm sorry. I'm even sure.
It's fine. It's. Wow, you two are gone. You two are done. This is bad.
I'm sorry, audience.
But you're still laughing. You're.
I knew it was wrong before I said it. I knew I was wrong after I said it. Maybe I knew it was just wrong. All the way around.
Jesus.
Yo, beats by Dre. Oh, that's the joke of the night. That's the joke of the night.
Yo, she straight up asked for $20,000 a month for telephone, cell phone, and email. Bro, that stuff caps off at a certain.
I don't have an excuse for that. Actually, that I have nothing.
Who are you emailing? What? You got the best email in the world. You got.
Listen, hell no.
So I would say this. So I was just looking up some information. So they got married in '96.
Okay. So she got that beat. She was there. Beats by Dre.
She was there for Beats by Dre.
Okay.
She was there when he sold Aftermath.
Well, she shouldn't have did, but
what they're saying is that she's claiming that she was coerced under extreme duress on their wedding day to sign the prenup.
She was coerced to sign the prenup?
That's what it's saying. She was saying she was maybe not. It says forced to sign it under extreme duress on her wedding day. So I'm like, all right, you coerced her into signing it on the wedding day or something.
Then you shouldn't have married him.
These are things I know. I just.
I'm like, you shouldn't have married him. But then I'm like, what kind of, do I have that kind of love? Like, would I love my fiance if on the wedding day she coerces me to sign a paper the day of? I'm like, I don't know, just.
I might back off. I might be like, oh, we ain't never discussed this and you want me to sign it right now before I get married? Cool, we don't got to get married.
I would sign it, but I would just want to have a clear understanding of what's in the prenup.
Oh, no,
that's all.
Or we got to delay the wedding so my lawyers could take a look at it.
Yeah, I would do that.
Do something.
But I would think you would have had that conversation before you even got to the wedding day.
Like, I'm picturing, like, what is she in her dress, changing, and then like a dude knocks on the door. This is from Dr. Dre. Just please sign it. Like, I don't know, what's, I don't know. There's, either way.
So what did we learn with Dre?
Don't $900,000 for entertainment?
Don't mess with Dre.
What entertainment are you getting? Like,
what are you doing with $900,000 a month? How are you entertaining yourself? Like, I don't know. That's weird.
Bruh. I know. I did a thought exercise the other day. I don't know if you want to do this thought exercise with me. I thought to myself, how much money would it cost to make Devin happy? How much would it cost?
Oh boy!
And happy segment.
And so I came to the conclusion that I really only need about $600,000 for me to be completely happy. And everything above $600,000, I'm probably going to just save and look at my money in the bank like it's a game. Like, ooh, look at my money. Look at it. Throw it up in the air and let it sprinkle down on me. Oh, so gently. Because I buy me a really nice house. give me a really nice house. I'm a basic bitch, so I'm eating Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, all Panda Express, Wendy's, Dr. Pepper. Even though when you get money, you just become more what you are. I'm not gonna switch up the game. If Donald Trump is eating McDonald's all the time, you think I'm gonna switch up the game, baby? I'm gonna be like, yo, Chick-fil-A, you better be open on Sunday. I got that money, baby. I got that money.
It's just so sad.
I don't like buying cars on a regular basis. I don't like the action of it, and I don't like cars that break down. And if I'm cheap now, more money would just make me cheaper. So what you mean I gotta spend $18,000 on the oil change? You must be out of your goddamn mind. I'll be driving Toyotas and Lexuses, a nice, reasonable car. That don't cost that much amount of money. I really was thinking about that. I don't like shopping for clothes. So I would just wear the clothes till the things got raggedy, and then I would order some more clothes. But I don't see myself buying what that lady said, $150,000 worth of clothes a month. I might buy that for the year unless I get invited to a whole bunch of parties. And then I might like, ooh, look at my $15,000 Pelican suit. I don't know. So I really broke it down. I was like $600,000. I'll be straight. Like,
Wow.
like I got to floss, but otherwise I'm stay at my house and watch these movies on a nice TV. Might have me a little theater action. Like, I'm good. And I'll be like, hey guys, y'all want to come over and watch basketball or something?
I think if you said 600, I think I'd probably need to make me happy. Give me 800,000, because I would buy a house here. I'd probably buy like another home somewhere else, so I could just have two places to go back and forth to. I just pay off my car now, so I'm not getting a different car. I'm paying that off, and then the rest would just be for me to travel. And then I would buy clothing like I probably just pay for a super personal trainer, like a boxing trainer. Legit.
You're gonna be swole. You're gonna be big.
Like I'm gonna be like the Rock. I'm gonna have the Rock. That's what I want. The Iron Paradise. That's it. I'm good. You would never see me ever outside. I'd be like, why am I going somewhere? I have my happiness right here. I have the Iron Paradise. What do I need to do? Just me and the weights. I don't know where we need to go. And then I got one big movie theater room where I watch Marvel movies, and that's it. And DC, because DC coming up. So,
Oh wow, that's growth. So I'm just going to be greedy and say I would need at least 10 million
to be happy. I'm
to be happy.
Happy?
Trying to be happy. You need 10 million.
10 million.
Like whatever's the lowest point of happiness. Just okay.
10 million minimum.
You making movies? Like what's going on?
Here's my thing. Now, whatever makes me happy, it changes. And who's to say what that'll be 20 years from now? Not to mention that what you guys are saying is great, but I also know that I'm not going to be the basic one. It's just not going to happen. So why set myself up for failure? The other side to that is I'm a giver, so I'm also going to be the one giving a lot of my money away.
$600,000, nigga, here you go.
Yeah, but I just because of how I know how I am, it's better for me to have more so that I can give. But then I would say it again.
Could I borrow 10,000 since you got 10 million?
Yeah, with some conditions attached to it, of course, but we can talk about those later. You can raise the Bible now, Slim. No, I'm joking. Yeah, I would need 10 million. 10 million.
See, the thing is, like, if I had 10 million, I don't even know what I would spend it on. Like, I would either just buy mad homes and then just flip them. That's all I would do. Just like a home here, or a home there, or a home over there, and flip.
That's why I say base happiness, like, because after a while, like,
I think, but then
stuff to do.
The other side to that though is what are we using or defining as happiness? That's the other part that I'm not really sure about.
I looked at it as my personal own basis for whatever is like the basic level of my happiness. Like what is a basic happy day for Kasim Graham, just a regular day, and based on that is like my basic level of happiness. That's how I took it as.
Okay, so 10 million it is. I'm sticking with it.
He's like, it didn't change. Like, yeah, 10 million. Yeah, like, yeah.
10 million.
So like, you see his haircut? 10 million haircut. Like,
you know, I can
he would have
buy. I could buy the W hair loft if I wanted to with the 10 million.
Yeah. Nah, you just let your 7 just come to the crib. Like, you live with me.
Yeah.
Nah, 7. 7 would just live at your house. That's it. Like, just,
7 would just live at my house.
Like, yo, 8 in the morning, I need a cut before we go. Like, just line it up again. Like, you just did my hair yesterday. It doesn't matter. Just line it up again.
What the Chris Brown are you talking about? No, I'm joking.
Brown is gonna be all the way back. So Slim, are you at
all right, Slim,
for the low end?
Don't leave me out there, Slim.
I'm swinging for the fences. Now, don't get me wrong. Before I give my number, I'm a very, very easygoing person. Not a lot that makes me happy. But if you ask me what I need to be happy, I'm gonna need like 20 million.
Boom.
I'm gonna need about 20 million. And here's why.
Well, at least we know me and Brown are basic.
I see. I feel like you two aren't really being honest on this. I think you were trying to be conservative and just.
Can I correct my statement? $600,000 a year, right? That's where we're going. So you need $10 million a year.
Oh, you said every year.
Yeah.
I need 20 million a year then. Shit.
A year, yes. Why not?
You listen. Here's why. I'm going to invest.
I'm going to tithe.
And then I'm going to just live comfortable. Like you said, Brown, I'm not going to do anything unusual that I'm not.
I am.
Nigga, with 20 million, yes, you are.
No, listen, I want to invest. I want money to grow. I'm going to buy like 2 NFL teams. Or
20. First of all, 20 million, you ain't buying no NFL team. But
he about to invest so he can make it grow to get the billion so he can buy the NFL.
There you go.
Sit back and chill. I'm going to buy me a nice size house, a whole lot of guns, and I'm going to just chill. That's it. I ain't got to do much. Y'all can come over. We can cook, whatever, record, and that's it, man. I don't need to buy any jewelry. I don't need to buy none of that. Let me get that kind of money. Let me just invest in it. Let me just chill and be quiet. That's what I'm going to do.
So you're going to be the guy with the rocking chair on the porch with the gun, just like, I wish they would come on my lord. Just knock it every time.
Have me a hammock in the front and the back, and I'm just going to be chilling, man. Me and my dogs and chilling. That's it. Like, but I'm going to make sure that, like, that money is growing. Like, that's why I asked for the big bag. I'm going to keep it a buck. Like, the way the world is, I might as well invest in these companies while I can and, like, let that money build. And that way I know my kids are straight, their kids are straight. It's just
we all going that high. Fuck it now. I'm changing my pick. I want 100 million. Fuck it. I just want 100 million now.
Yeah, y'all see, y'all sound like them white people right now. All of y'all.
No, because I feel like, unlike the ones that you're making reference to, I would honestly share and donate my money. I really would. So it wouldn't be from a place of selfishness, but part of my happiness is giving. So I need to have enough.
Can you give me like 10 more bags of mulch so I can finish this backyard?
So
of course, with ramifications, and we'll sign a contract and see where it goes.
I didn't pass this money out. They come with a whole contract, but read the fine print. Like,
just brown mulch. That's the color I'm going for in the backyard. I'm halfway done. Just brown mulch.
As long as when you put the mulch down, you wear a I Love DC shirt.
I could do that.
That's fine.
Y'all niggas are ridiculous. So speaking of ridiculous niggas, so school started back, and I don't know if you know America. I'm talking to y'all because the people on this chat know already. Me and Slim teach children. Surprise, surprise! They let me in the classroom. I'm in there like swimwear. And so we had our first day of school since the last time we talked, and we've been teaching through a thing called Zoom. We're actually recording through Zoom right now. And
Zoom, zoom, in a boom, boom. Sorry, I just had to get that. I apologize.
Nah, I know.
Do you
I
feel
see.
better now? Is
I
that
do.
out your system?
It is on my system.
Okay, great.
And so the first day of school, Zoom was like, nah, nigga, we don't want to come to work today. I'm like, what you mean? What you mean you don't want to come to work today? We have millions of children who are trying to get their education today. And this is when you like, nah, this is too much, fam. We can't, we got to crash. So Slim, how did you adapt and adjust to this new reality?
Before I answer that question, remember that conversation last time when I ran into the truck situation? So
yeah.
The class is quiet. Kids are asking questions, engaging, this, that, and the third. It's going good for my first day at my new school. Now on Zoom, if you hit this thing called gallery view, you can see all your kids and whatever's in the background, right? Whatever's in the background. I'm teaching my kids how to regroup and rebundle 10 ones equals 110.
Okay, you teaching. Okay.
Out of nowhere,
Oh my God.
I see my kid and I see something walking across the screen. I had to do one of these. Like, I know I'm not losing my mind. It was we don't call the situation Yukon. We gonna say Operation Yukon. Yukon happened to walk across the screen in boy shorts as I'm teaching. All I hear is, "Hey, yo, Slim." I don't know what I have to do, guys. I don't know.
With your 20 million, you should get a bodyguard. That's what it sounds like you need to do.
I should invest in one. Maybe about 100,000 a year. 100,000. I think I'm a decent person.
I just want to know what the other students say when they just heard Ayo.
All I hear kids say, "Ew, what was that?"
What's that? Yo, what's that is funny.
I hate my life. I hate it. Then Zoom decides to kick everybody out. Zoom decides, you know what? I'm through with y'all. Everybody get out. Zoom ends. I'm like, what the hell? I'm calling like my friends, like, yo, y'all zooming out there. It was like, yo, Zoom is out. Then like 10 minutes later, CNN releases like an article saying, oh yeah, Zoom is acting up. You know, it's not working. The first day of school was good up until UConn happened to walk across the screen. I got kids saying, ugh, what is that? Parents like, what the hell? And I closed my laptop. I just closed it. Boom, we're done. That's it.
So are you blaming UConn for breaking Zoom?
It was right around the same time. I probably has something to do with it.
Causality and coincidence are always. But I'm just saying, one thing happened and then another thing happened, and I'm not saying they are mutually.
And this is Monday morning. This is like 8:30 going on in my world. I don't know what to do, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't.
Yo, this segment
took her
gone a lot better than I thought it was gonna go.
You should have took her off for the first night at the gas station.
And that's not even the worst part of my day, though. It gets worse. So on my lunch break, I was like, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm going to go to Subway, right?
All right, Subway.
Get me a sub.
I'll put along.
Right? I go to Subway. It's me, a lady in front of me, and there's a homeless guy that's paying for his meal. Now, I'm not going to say homeless. I'm not even going to say, I don't know what he was. I'm going to tell you what he had on. He had some cargo jean shorts on with some Timbs, some tube socks, a white beater, and a backpack. This is what he had on.
Okay.
In his backpack, I saw like a long black handle. And knowing me, I'm like, yo, what the hell is in there, right? So I didn't say anything. I'm just quiet. So he gets to the end of the line to pay for a sandwich. So he's digging in his pocket, right? I'm thinking, oh, he's about to pay for his food so he can go on. The man gets his sandwich and walks out. He gets to the door, pulls out his sword and says, if y'all motherfuckers telling me, I'm going to chop y'all all up. I never turned my head so damn quick. Subway vinaigrette, please. Listen, the worker hops over the counter to try and stop him. I said, listen, man, he said he's gonna kill us all. I don't want to be killed.
You better let him keep that damn sandwich.
Listen, I don't know why the world wants to fuck me. I have no idea. The police come, right? So I'm thinking, oh, damn, like, it's really about to go bad. Now, I'm mindful, the last time I went on lunch break, I went to jail for that situation at my old school.
Right.
I'm counting the time. I'm like, I'm not, no. So the police come, and everybody gives a report but me. I'm not giving no report because I know what he told me. He said, I tell, I'm going to chop you out the fuck up. I'm not going to tell. I don't know nothing, so I didn't see shit. I don't know shit. They bring me in the back of Subway with all the cameras. They put it on audio. You see my head turn. When he says that, you see me go, this is what I want. I said, listen, either y'all don't let me go, I'm going to just leave. He said, you know what? You can go, man. Thank you. I didn't even get lunch. I didn't even get lunch that day. I didn't even get lunch, man. I didn't get lunch. I came back, ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that was my Monday. That was my Monday. First day of school.
Oh, shit. That was way better than my Monday.
Cass. No, America. I said an outline at certain points in this week, and I said we should talk about our first day of school. I did not know that this was about to come out of Slim's mouth. This has been the greatest segment in a long time.
His dude was like 5'5". Obviously, anybody could have beat dude up. He got to the door, took his sword out. I swear to you, this is what he did. I see the sword. He do this. If any of y'all tell, I cut all y'all motherfuckers up. I turned my head so damn quick. I said, coat, and I'm gone. Listen, he gave us a warning. I'm going to listen and obey what he said. Now, the African dude told, I didn't tell. I said, you know what? I'm going home. Go home. That was my Monday. That was the first day of school.
So with that being said, I'm not going to talk about my first day of school because this is
It's very pointless. Yeah, there's no need.
Yeah. Next subject, next topic.
Wow.
This wasn't planned at all, America, but clearly you win. If it was a contest, you win.
Someone got it.
I'm tired of being punked every time I go out somewhere. Something always happens to me. I hate that feeling. Like, I'm that dude just to steal on. I got UConn, she in my screen, and boy shorts. A ninja damn near say gonna chop us all up in Subway. I don't want to. I'm taking the house, y'all. I'm not going out no more. I'm done.
Slim, you was a nigga ninja. Nigga.
That's what made it so funny. And then at the end, he started doing this shit here. It's like, oh.
Wait, I'm confused. So, did he have the sandwich in his hand while he was doing this?
He took the sandwich and went to the door. And then he told all four of us, he said, if that motherfucker's tail, I'm going to chop you all the fuck up. I said,
well, what were you going to tell? This is the part, what were you going to tell?
I didn't tell. The African dude definitely gave a statement. My black ass, my mouth shut. I don't know nothing. I ain't see shit. I don't know shit.
I hope that nigga don't got Spotify.
That's what I'm saying.
You go up on the bike into the night, into the rest of the day. That on the bicycle and just rolled off.
Oh, if you got Spotify, you gonna be like, hey, yo, Slim.
And where is this Subway so I know to stay away from it? I just want to stay away from it.
Right by my apartment.
Okay.
You just gave too much directions, man. He gonna know you now.
Listen.
So there is a black ninja walking around Largo with a real katana.
He got a katana. He said
he has a katana. Okay.
So I'll be watching the news.
He got shurikens too. He got ninja stars, nigga.
I turned my head so damn quick. I ain't listen. When he gave his opening and closing statement, I turned my head and act like I was somewhere else. I was tapping. This is not home. This is not home. Yep.
Okay.
That was my Monday.
All right. So, wow.
I think we should just end the podcast there.
I can't because I got to bring something up. But thank you for that amazing.
That was amazing.
Yeah. We did all the funnies. Now we're going to get really, really serious, America. Extremely, extremely serious. But I had to bring it up, and I actually say thank you to my brothers because I didn't realize I needed this laugh and this camaraderie until right now. So say thank you to my brothers, my brodies for holding it down. Because since we've been gone, personally, the world has been crazy for me. And I'll say it like this. The first week of school, my god sister's son died after football practice. It just came out of nowhere. He passed away. And it was like really, really devastating because he had so much potential. So much potential. Like he was very, very active politically. And like, if you listen to enough of these here podcasts, you know that I will challenge anyone on their political thoughts on all these kind of things. And so at Thanksgiving, when I come back to Charleston, and I'm like, who's this young man trying to talk to me about why I should vote for Joe Biden and all that? And I'm like, nah, forget all that. I'm Team Elizabeth Warren. Joe Biden is whack. I didn't say it like that. I was way more articulate. But, you know, I'm like going for that. But to see that he collapsed and have all these state senators, Republicans and Democrat reference his life. Joe Biden actually called my god sister to give his condolences. I think I'm gonna try to pull up. Like Joe Biden actually tweeted about his death, and it's like to know that that young man was only 16 years old and can make that big of an impact on the world in his short time. It was devastating because it was like that was the best of us. Like he's that future that we've been trying to cultivate and marinate to do something greater than us. And so it hurt. It was like, damn, one of those stars flickered out, never to be seen again. And we could only think about his future potential. Fast forward to the second week of school, and with Chadwick Boseman dying, which was devastating. So I'm like, my god sister's son dying, Chadwick Boseman dying, and can we say give it up to him for being a soldier and not letting us know that he had cancer this whole time? Like he found out, like he did Black Panther with cancer.
Did Black Panther, Captain America, Avengers 1 and 2, 21 Bridges, The Five Bloods,
and Marlon.
Marshall?
Yeah, he has one more movie coming out on Netflix. It was supposed to come out last week, but they postponed it.
Yeah. So it's a lot to show that he was able to do that, and it's a big, big loss in that front. And so we had that hurt, and then you had to deal with Kenosha, Wisconsin. That happened while we was gone, and that tomfoolery. And we could talk about that in a little bit, but going closer to home, we're based in the D.C. area, the DMV, as you will. For those who don't know, that's D.C., Maryland, Virginia. Virginia's last for a reason.
You see Brian's face?
You know why Virginia's last, Brian. No,
yo, Brian was like, I need to hide, but I can't hide. I don't know what to go. Oh, shit, that's funny.
So with all the crazy stuff that's going on in DC, in Southeast DC, we had a police involved shooting, as what they called it. An 18-year-old got killed by police in Southeast DC. And I kind of heard about it, ain't paying no mind. Then it comes found out, like, I know this child. He was at the school that I taught when I was teaching in Southeast. He used to drop his siblings off at the class next door and then be like, Mr. Brown, what do you need? Do you need help? Hung out with this kid because, you know, I did a lot of things with the football team. He's the quarterback of the football team. One of the most helpful kids I've ever been around. And to see the news portray him as like in a gang, I'm like, this dude wasn't in no gang, as like a lost youth. And why did he get shot? Apparently, someone said there was a man with a gun. Cops came, saw a man with a gun, and killed him. Last time I checked, this is America, right? Where the Second Amendment says we have the right to bear arms. Now, you don't know that kid's age. She probably, you don't know if he's 17, 18, whatever. But if it's America and I can have guns, why would I die if I'm in possession of a gun? If I'm not actively shooting or harming anybody? Isn't it my American right to have this weapon on me if we practice Second Amendment? And it really makes me think about the danger of my blackness, my gun, the loss of his youth. And I just want to bring to y'all, like, what's your thoughts? Because they trying to say, what really bothered me, they kept saying an 18-year-old man, a man. I'm like, he's 18 years old.
Kid, he's a kid.
He just turned 18.
Yeah.
Like the month before. Like, it's, I don't know. I'll just give it to y'all.
It's I remember seeing it, like I saw it on Twitter, like the people were tweeting about it. I read the article, and me as a kid, and what really kind of just rubs me the wrong way is how the news always portrays an individual as a thug. Oh, he did this. No, first of all, that person had a name, he had a family, he was a person. Before any of that, before you guys start putting them in these boxes, get to know that kid or that family before you start making these statements. And I think that's what kind of pisses me off most of the time. So yeah, this thug did this thug did. No, he was a kid. He was a kid. Obviously, Brown, you knew the kid. Like you spent time with this kid. You knew him on a personal note. Like you knew him outside of school. You knew he had feelings. You knew whatever he told you, he felt comfortable telling you that. So that tells me that kid had potential. And for that incident to go down the way it did, it's just unacceptable, you know. And like you said, you do have a right to carry, you know what I'm saying? And I don't want to say the wrong thing, but that's just how I feel, you know. It's just really unfortunate that it went down that road, and I'm pretty sure it didn't have to go down that road at all, you know.
I think there's a lot of videos you see of white people with guns interacting with police, white people being very violent with police, but then they get taken in gently, or the cops use the proper techniques, so to speak, to take them down non-violently without anybody getting hurt or lives ending. But when it comes to black people, it's always get very trigger happy. During the week, I saw this meme that had when the TV screen goes dark and a cop is shooting it because it just went black. And at first, the very sick part of me laughed because the internet is reckless. But then once you sit there and think about it, it's like, no, that's very true for a lot of people. That's how much they fear African Americans, just darker skin, black skin in general. It's a fear that for whatever reason, they fear it. So when situations like this happen, it just sucks because you know there's a way that, gun or not, there's a way you could have made an attempt to take him in non-violently without anybody dying or getting hurt, or at least not getting hurt to the point where nobody's deathly hurt, just maybe some bones or bruises or whatever. So it's just really sad, and it's why that I will think twice before calling the cops for something, just because it's not even a guarantee that they're gonna actually come help and protect and serve me. Cause I could call them for the new house that I live in. And they could be like, oh, he doesn't live here, it's too good. Like, so you just never know, and these situations just suck. I'm just really sad that it had to hit more home to Dev. And then just hearing that story of how you knew the child, and it just brings more realism to it. It just makes me closer to the situation. So it just sucks. But then the media is always going to portray it as some thug or this, because when it comes to black skin, they just want to find the first negative that they can find. So it's just, honestly, the media forever will always have an agenda and just be a shitty situation, until one day I dream about just being not an all black news channel or news center channel, if that makes sense. But yeah.
And I won't be remiss, America, say his name, Deon Kay. His name was Deon Kay. He was a brother. He was a son. He was a student. He was someone who was trying to better his life. He lived in an area where I would almost say you need a gun.
Yes, that part of Southeast, yes.
Like I've been in there. I've worked there. There's plenty of times where school is on lockdown because there's shootings going on in the neighborhood, where there's literally, I had to put up clouds in the window because one of my students' brother had got murdered in front of the school, but the child still came to the school. And we didn't want them to have to look out the window at the spot where their brother died. And it's weird to me. And it makes me think, as a police officer, if there's a neighbor that's concerned there's someone out there with a gun, why am I getting out my car running like I'm trying to catch someone doing something wrong? I should have, if it's a bunch of white guys, I'm thinking like, hey, they said that some people's out here waving guns. The neighbors are feeling kind of nervous. Can you put the guns away? Because I'm assuming the best. I'm assuming that you got a license. I'm not going to assume that you got it legally, all that. But people are scared. Put your guns away, because this is America. You can have a gun. But we know that if it's Slim in his neighborhood and he has his gun out for whatever reason, but Slim, being a grown man, is not going to be just waving his gun around because he knows the consequences of that action, right? He knows his blackness won't allow him to do that. White people can wave their guns around, but my blackness won't allow me just to wave my gun around. I could flash it, whatever, and that might be threatening enough. Oh, he has a gun. Oh, he has a knife in the car. We got to shoot him in the back 7 times for it. But I thought this is America where I could defend myself and everything like that. So why was your initial reaction to try to run? If a cop runs at me, I'm scared to death. I don't care if I got a gun or not. And so when you see the cop goes, he tries to run and throws a gun. But of course, cop sees gun anywhere in the vicinity, pow. That's all that matters. Because you're black with a gun, you are a danger to my life. Black with the imaginary gun in your hand, you are a danger to my life. Black running away from me, you are a danger to my life. Black with handcuffs behind his back, you are a danger to my life. How often am I not going to be a danger to your life? What the rap songs say? If you're scared, you need to go to church. You got to hold yourself up high regards. And, we talked about teaching. We always got to give kids the benefit of the doubt.
Yep.
And I think when we hold them more positive, people treat them more positive. When you treat people with humanity, they'll do a little bit better. Yeah, there's a chance that somebody. Go ahead, Brian. I'm sorry. I'll be on my soapbox.
No, you can finish your point. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Nah.
I think that's a big part of it. I think just starting with the leadership of this country, when ideas like that, everything that you just said about what it means to be viewed as a Black man, which is in essence what you described, and when we lack leadership to really address that, but instead you go the opposite direction and you empower the toxic behavior within law enforcement, and then you continue to just handle comments and situations like this very irresponsibly. It's going to take, it's a simple answer, but I think you need leadership that's going to be brave enough to really gut out the Justice Department. I think that's one thing that definitely needs to be done. And then also with the media, more specifically to what you were sharing, there has to be, we're talking about police being, police reform or what have you. I really feel like there needs to be a media reform, especially as it relates to how we're handled as Black men, or just as people of color. And the narrative, like you said, if we're not thugs, then we're just another story. And I think that's the disturbing part. Like, you know, people are just getting comfortable with these certain tropes, um, that where we can't be anything more. You know what I mean? And I think that's part of the solution too. I think the thing that I marvel at with Chadwick Boseman's passing, there's a lot I've been thinking about with that. But the way the media is just painting this picture, when they talk about how, you know, he was all these great things, but there are a number the the negative portions that they play into it. I'm more concerned with the media, and I think I don't know what happened, but at one point it seemed like they were trying to venture a certain way, but now it's interesting how we're being viewed again, and I don't think it ever really changed. I do believe that as a community, what's going to have to happen is a very intentional effort to unify and really, really come up, not even with a plan, but with a commitment, you know, to really take care of each other, and to invest in understanding, or to making sure that we're strategically in certain spaces so that people can understand how we are, as as a people. So whether that's media, whether that's the medical field, whether that's justice, whether that's in the political world, I think we have to push the culture so that we know that we're needed everywhere, so that the conversations can be had, and that they'll have to be forced to really hear us out. You know. Um, but of course, my condolences to you, Brown, with everything that you just shared. That's not only extremely sad, but it's heartbreaking to know that you can know someone and know their truth and know the reality of a person, but still, be painted a certain way. You know.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
yeah, my thoughts and prayers.
I say it like this. Condolences is weird to me. I'm not trying to downgrade that, but I do want to say this. I've been thinking a lot as a black teacher, and they say black men teacher leave the profession at a higher rate than most. And the reason they do so is because when this happens to our kids, we take it extremely personal, while white
Yeah,
teachers can disconnect from it. Like
yeah,
if I got a couple of kids that I know I've taught that in prison now. It hurts. It's like, damn, I couldn't save them. I thought I could. That's why I
yeah.
teach. I teach to save children who look like me. Like I'm not gonna lie, it's part of the reason why I teach. Um, but to know that, like, man, this child is dead. This child got shot. This child is in prison. This child is doing X, Y, and Z. Um, you start taking it personal, and it takes a toll on your soul. And it's like, who's gonna restore me? Who's gonna restore Gerard? You know, well, Slim. Can't be saying your real name on here. They gonna find you out. They know all your info. They know too much. uh, so I'll end like that.
I think it's a complicated, but I think we're put in a situation as black men to where it is complicated because it was designed to be that way, you know. And for every step that we take forward, they, and by they I mean the system, you know, whoever they may be, seems to find a way to make it more complicated. I think, going back to my point, I think that's where, you as a black man, or, as a teacher, what I appreciate is that when you did experience all that, you were able to turn to a support system to say, hey, this is what I've been going through. And it didn't fix everything, but I think you need more outlets like that that's really specific for us, And then there has to be an empowerment so that we can really develop ways to strategize how we can really fix the problem, and not just have these abstract, ideas, or, start with the protests and then we're just protesting. But it takes, support, exercising political power that we have. That was one discussion that I've been having with Black Politics Today. We've talked about that people just look at voting as participation, and it's not just participation, it's power. You are exercising your right and showing that my choice is leaning towards this direction. But I think that's been diminished, and I think we just look at it as something to participate in. No, not only in the national elections, but know what's going on regionally, within your area. I think it's a combination of a lot of things that you have to be committed to, and it takes more than just the four of us. It also, you have to also include the placement of our allies. Our everyone who's seeing the struggle, but are you using your privilege to do everything you can to make sure that some of these things we don't have to really keep talking about? It's a layered answer, in my opinion, but I'm saying all this to say to you that I think, as passionate and as committed as you are to it, you have to make sure that you maintain not only a healthy balance, but that you just have everything in place because you made this commitment. You have to make sure that you're taking care of you and making sure that for everything that doesn't go right with the situation, that doesn't kill the purity of your heart and what you're trying to achieve. Because there are always going to be things that stop you from wanting to, or that appears that it's stopping you. But that's where you have to fight harder. That's what I'm learning.
That was
That's my
beautiful.
2 cents.
That was very well said. Shit. After all this being said, I guess we could kind of end it here and just figure out, with everything being said, before we go, what are some conclusions, or what is at least one conclusion you think could happen? And we'll end it on that note.
Shit, man. Do right for Black people, man. We gotta do it for the culture, to move the culture. I know it's very simple, but let's get our $200 million dreams on so we can get back to the community. Let's figure out how to cop that meal, or your basic dreams with 600,000. You know what I'm saying? Whatever gets us where we need to be.
I just need an $800,000 dream yearly. I'll be set.
I think we have to put our pride to the side and really come together and strengthen numbers to really like make change, to be heard. And I think like Brian said, there's layers, but I think the biggest thing is we got to put our pride or that differences to the side and realize like, yo, we're much stronger together than going head to head at each other. I think that's the biggest thing that we can do moving forward. And it's going to take time, but I think that, if we move in the right direction, that, results can come, sooner than later.
I think too, what I've been wrestling with and dealing with since we've been in quarantine is the fact that I think this is the longest that I've had to be with myself. And the one thing that I'm starting to really understand is the importance of really maintaining your mental and identifying, being very intentional with your mind, and what you do with your thoughts, how you're channeling your energy. And for me personally, I know, yeah, not to make it a religious thing, I'm a man of faith, but I really feel like, this is for me a moment where God is like, okay, what are you going to do moving forward? Because life is going to keep going. And to really be honest with what you want to achieve. What do you want to see? What do you want your legacy to be? What is your purpose, as Chadwick said in his speech? And not only identifying those things, but are you going to be committed to seeing it through to the end? You know, and what are you prepared to make that happen? And I think if all of us as a people just took that one thing, that one area that we are passionate about, so whether it's teaching, whether it's fitness, whether it's educating someone, whether it is creating, you know, more reflective images, no one said that everyone had to solve everything. But I do think we all have that one thing that we can contribute to the conversation. And so that's where my energy has been. What can I do and be more consistent with, you know? And part of it is learning how to have these hard conversations in the family. I was never the man to engage in conversations like this because, you know, I don't know what to say. It's not my reality. You know, pick a reason. But now it's to a point where we truly are our brother's keeper, and we have to be mindful of that. So every day you wake up, you really have to make sure that you, as a person, are committed to seeing the change and putting in the work for the change that you want, and you know, engaging in the process. So again, what does that look like? That looks like voting, being informed, you know, being committed to those who are younger than you, being an outlet, a resource, and you know, standing up for what you know is right, and then believing that it's going to get better. And that's really what's been driving me and forcing me to grow up. And sad to say, but I've been in a mental immaturity. Not to say that I'm an immature person, but you just get set in your ways sometimes. And it's like, dude, it's time to grow up, you know? And when you do decide to take on that mode of thinking, then it requires work. And I think people have to be prepared to have the right mindset, going back to my original point, to make sure that they're going to be committed to the work, knowing that you're daily giving answers to a problem, hoping that you'll get to that solution. So that's what I want to contribute.
I think for me, the only thing that I want to keep contributing at is just making people feel comfortable enough to where they can have that hard conversation with me. So they know that no matter what, Kasim is always in the ear. He will
Mm-hmm.
always be down to listen to your conversation. Whether it's something I agree or don't agree, but I am always here to either be a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen. I can use my mouth to talk back if you need to have a conversation. But you just know Kasim is here because there's a lot of times where people feel like they have nobody here. So if that
Yeah.
is the one way I can contribute, is just knowing you have a friend in me. That is it.
And that's needed.
And I guess with that being said, we are the
Brodies.
and we'll see y'all next week. Man, love y'all.
Enjoy your Labor Day, niggas.